All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we are unpacking a really fascinating framework straight from Anand Vemula's Tech Horizons channel. It's called The Architect of Ethical AI Leadership. Look, if you've been tracking the massive shifts in modern business, you know artificial intelligence isn't just some fun little bonus anymore, right? It's literally an absolute necessity. It's fundamentally rewiring how entire industries operate. But, there's a huge difference between just spotting a trend and actually knowing how to lead in that space, and that is exactly what we're going to figure out today. Let's dive right into the core components of the RAI Certificate and see exactly how modern AI leadership is being built from the ground up.
Check out this quote right off the bat. Become a leader in the effective use of AI. I love this because, notice, it doesn't just say, learn how to use AI or memorize the basics of machine learning. No, it challenges you to become a leader in its effective use. For forward-thinking professionals like us, the stakes here are incredibly high. We're talking about the difference between just having a ChatGPT tab open to write your emails a bit faster and actually steering your organization's entire technological strategy. The whole goal here is to jump from being a passive consumer of these tools to becoming an active architect who drives real, sustainable value.
So what exactly is this certificate we're focusing on today? Well, RAI stands for Responsible Artificial Intelligence. Coming from the Tech Horizon channel, this framework's entire purpose is to cultivate that exact kind of leadership we were just talking about. Honestly, think of the certificate as our anchor today. The AI landscape can feel completely chaotic, right? Just overwhelming and constantly shifting. But this framework takes all the guesswork out of the integration process. It basically replaces all that confusion with a structured, reliable path to leadership, giving you a really solid foundation to build on, instead of just frantically chasing the latest tech fad.
Now, any true leader has to understand the opposing forces at play before making big strategic decisions. And here, we are looking at the dual nature of AI. It's not just some monolithic, one-dimensional magic wand that solves all your problems. Actually, scratch that. It's a deeply complex technology made up of really profound, contrasting elements. You just can't lead effectively if you're only seeing one side of the equation. So your job as a leader is to navigate these opposing currents. It's a real intellectual challenge for sure. You need a strategic mindset that can weigh contrasting realities at the exact same time without losing your forward momentum.
This scale perfectly illustrates that dual nature. On one side of the fulcrum, we've got tremendous benefits. We're talking massive, transformative potential that can completely revolutionize efficiency, automate those tedious workflows, and unlock entirely new business models. But balanced right against all of that are the inherent potential risks. Think data privacy leaks, flawed algorithms, or massive security vulnerabilities. Look, if you only focus on the benefits, you're flying blind straight into serious danger. On the flip side, if you're only focused on the risks, well, you paralyze your organization and you get totally left behind. This specific balancing act is exactly what a responsible AI leader has to master every single day.
So, how in the world do we actually manage those risks without sacrificing all those immense benefits? Well, we need systemic frameworks. Specifically, ethical considerations and emerging regulations. This is where leadership gets very real. Because it's no longer just a question of what the AI can do. It becomes an absolutely crucial question of what it should do and what the law actually says it's allowed to do. And, the fact that these regulations are categorized as emerging is super important. It literally means the rulebook is being written right now, in real time. Leaders have to be equipped to navigate this constantly shifting legal terrain while applying really solid ethical frameworks. These aren't just guardrails. They are the actual tracks that let the AI engine run fast without derailing the whole train.
And all of this comes together into 4 distinct, actionable competencies. The 4 pillars of AI leadership. 1. Understanding tremendous benefits and uses. 2. Acknowledging potential risks. 3. Applying ethical considerations. And 4. Navigating emerging regulations. It's a completely natural progression. You start by deeply understanding the transformative benefits, but then you immediately acknowledge the inherent risks. Then, to reconcile those 2 forces, you apply strict ethical considerations, all while continuously navigating those emerging regulations. Instead of viewing these as just a checklist of separate tasks, it's better to think of them as a continuous, interconnected loop. By mastering these 4 pillars, a massive, intimidating subject suddenly becomes a really clear, logical path for your professional development.
The reality is, the technology's already here, but the landscape is actively waiting for people who know how to actually structure it. Organizations are literally desperate for individuals who understand this delicate balance of power, risk, ethics, and law. So the question is, are you ready to become an architect of ethical AI leadership? That is the ultimate challenge posed by the RAI framework. It's an open invitation to stop just watching the tech horizon and start actively shaping it. All right, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.